If you walk through a medieval church, a Viking longhouse reconstruction, or a centuries-old bridge in Europe, you'll often find original wooden beams still doing their job. Not preserved behind glass, not chemically sealed, still carrying weight after 500, 700, sometimes 1,000 years. Meanwhile, modern pressure-treated lumber can rot, warp, or fail in under 30 years. This isn't nostalgia or exaggeration. It's a documented material reality that builders, historians, and survivalists are finally re-examining. Medieval wood didn't last because people were lucky. It lasted because they understood wood as a living material, not a disposable product. And once you understand what they did differently, you'll never look at modern lumber the same way again. Medieval builders worked with the tree's natural defences instead of stripping them away. The first major difference begins before the tree ever hit the ground. Medieval builders selected trees slowly, deliberately, and locally. They preferred older, slower-grown trees with tight growth rings, especially oak, elm, larch, and chestnut. These trees grew in dense forests with competition for light-producing wood that was naturally harder and richer in rot-resistant compounds like tannins and resins. Modern industrial forestry, by contrast, grows trees fast and harvests them young. Rapid growth creates wide growth rings, more sapwood and weaker cell walls. Sapwood is highly vulnerable to fungi and insects, yet modern lumber is dominated by it. You can apply this knowledge today by choosing reclaimed timber, slow-grown hardwoods, or even carefully selected local trees for small projects. If you're building a shed, fence posts, or outdoor furniture, choosing denser wood matters more than any chemical treatment. Trees were felled at specific times because, well, medieval people actually understood seasonal chemistry. Medieval woodcutters didn't cut trees year-round, you know. They harvested during winter dormancy, when sap levels were at their lowest. Less sap meant less sugar in the wood, and sugar, of course, feeds fungi, mold, and bacteria. By felling trees when nutrients were pulled down into the roots, medieval builders dramatically reduced rot potential before construction even began. Today, lumber is harvested continuously for efficiency, often during peak sap flow. If you're cutting your own timber or sourcing logs locally, timing your harvest for the cold or dry season can significantly improve durability without spending a single dollar more. Modern lumber is force-dried in kilns at high temperatures to meet production schedules. This dries wood quickly, but it also damages cell structures, creates internal stress, and makes wood more prone to cracking and moisture reabsorption later. Medieval builders air-seasoned timber for years. Beams were stacked under cover, raised off the ground, and left to dry slowly while remaining structurally stable. In some regions, timber was soaked in water, rivers or bogs before drying. This process leached out sugars and starches that attract decay organisms, while at the same time preserving the structural fibres. You know, you can actually replicate this today by air-drying lumber patiently and avoiding fast kiln-dried boards for long-term outdoor or structural use whenever possible. One of the most overlooked reasons medieval wood survived is, honestly, how it was used. Builders designed structures to shed water, breathe, and dry quickly. Roof overhangs were deep. Wooden posts rarely sat directly in soil. Joints allowed airflow. Modern construction often traps wood inside airtight systems where moisture has nowhere to escape. Once water gets in, rot accelerates rapidly. A simple medieval principle you can apply today is elevation and ventilation. Keep wood off the ground, allow airflow on all sides, and never seal wet wood inside non-breathable materials. Medieval builders treated wood using substances that worked with the material rather than against it. Oak was prized specifically because its tannins repel insects and fungi. Pine and larch were used for their natural resins. In some regions, people use charring, which is basically lightly burning the surface to seal the pores and create a carbonized protective layer. In other areas, folks would apply tar linseed oil or even animal fats that could penetrate deeply and, well, stay flexible over time. Modern pressure treatments, rely on chemicals that can leach out, break down, or sometimes even trap moisture beneath those sealed surfaces. If you're looking for wood that lasts a long time these days, techniques like surface charring, repeated oiling, or choosing naturally resistant species can, honestly, dramatically extend the lifespan without any need for toxic inputs. Another critical difference is mindset. Medieval structures were maintained continuously. Roofs were repaired before leaks spread. Wooden surfaces were re-oiled or re-tarred. Damage was addressed early, not ignored until failure. Modern construction assumes materials should be maintenance-free, an assumption wood has never agreed with. For practical application, periodic inspection and simple care can double or triple the lifespan of wooden structures. Reapply oil annually. Replace small damaged sections early. So keep water flowing away from foundations. These habits come directly from medieval practice. Modern lumber isn't failing because people forgot how to build. It fails because, speed, cost reduction, and standardization replaced patience, local knowledge, and material respect. Medieval builders didn't have modern science, but they had generations of observation, trial, and failure behind every technique. Their wood survived because, their entire system supported longevity from forest to finished structure. Understanding these principles, allows modern builders, survivalists, and historians to reclaim techniques that actually work. Whether you're restoring an old structure, building something meant to last, or simply fascinated by why the past still stands, medieval wood offers answers modern industry, frankly, forgot. If you found this deep dive valuable and want more serious historical insights that connect the past to practical knowledge today, make sure you subscribe to the channel, share this with fellow history buffs, and keep supporting long-form content that respects both history and intelligence.